He dramatizes contemplation meditation. Yesterday I had said, what is contemplation? We know brooding. Brooding you do. Contemplation is turning the attention of the mind and intellect in a particular direction. That's called contemplation. Meditation, maintaining that attention in the particular direction, maintaining it. So maintaining the attention in the same direction is meditation. Then what happens? Find out. What example I can give? What example? Don't try that example here. When you are lying down to sleep, you first adjust your position, left side, right side, back side. Borla. For borla, no? Telugu. Huh? Or you adjust the position and then turn your attention for falling asleep, deep sleep. And then when you turn the attention to deep sleep and then you maintain the attention for deep sleep. Then what happens? It happens every, even class also people do what? Every night you do. So that is contemplation meditation. So instead of explaining what is it, he dramatizes directly. He gives 8 pointers indicating the absolute, nameless, formless reality. So yesterday we are seeing that, the 8 pointers. Aksharam. The Aksharabhyas we do. Aksharabhyas is done to learn the Akshara in the beginning. And then what? Aksharabhyas should be done even at the seat of meditation. Akshara Abhyas, practicing to turn the attention to the imperishable truth, the changeless reality. Akshara Abhyas. So even at this, what you do in the lap of your mom and dad, that you have to do on the meditation seat as well. That's what Aksharam. Anirdeshyam. You cannot describe it. To define God is to defile. Why you cannot describe? How do you describe? I told yesterday example. What is Adai? Adai is like, because those examples you will remember very well. What is Adai? Adai means, Adai is like, see. What is Vadai? Vadai is like donuts. So what have memory? What have memory? So this is, so like that, there is nothing. Nothing like that. Like body, can you say? No. It is something other than the body. Like mind, something other than the mind. Like intellect, something other than it. Like any object, other than it. Any emotion, other than it. Any thought, other than it. What about BFD? No way. So something, so I can't describe something. For example I gave, who is, you saw a boy next to me, so who is that boy? Gopu. Who is Gopu? Ramu's brother. You had one doubt yesterday. You had one doubt. Then I added an extra doubt for you. Now you want to know who is Ramu and who is Gopu. So with a known reference, you can explain or describe the unknown. So I said, Dr. Subbarao, did I use the same name? I don't know. Names I may change. Dr. Subbarao's wives, brothers, son. Oh, our Subbarao, you know. From Subbarao, you relate. So from known to unknown. So these we know. BMI, BFT, OET, we know. From here only that is indicated. So from here you cannot describe that, but you say it is something other than this. And therefore, you cannot be known by any of the from here, something other than. So reject this. That's why the path of contemplation, rejecting the plurality to realize the reality. That is the path of contemplation meditation. Then avyaktam. Avyaktam. Vyaktam means manifest, clearly perceptible, clearly felt, clearly thought of. That's called vyaktam. Avyaktam. Not perceived. You cannot perceive consciousness. Means cannot see it, cannot hear it, cannot smell it, cannot taste it, cannot touch it. Cannot even feel it. Cannot even think of it. That's the next word. Achintyam also comes. So after Avyaktam comes Sarvatragam. Sarvatragam, gone everywhere. Sarvatragam. Gam means gone. Gone where? Everywhere. Akashavat. Where is Akash? Swami is at home, Swami. Name may be Akash. Akashavat means like the space. All pervading. Sarvatragam. Achintyam, this is where we stopped last class. Achintyam means not thinkable, cannot think of it. Unthinkable. Why? My intellect cannot think of it. Because our intellect is like a like a flashlight. Flashlight has the beam of light. With that beam of light, in a dark room, the beam of light can illumine anything in the dark room. But there is one thing that beam of light cannot illumine. So you start seeing what a bright, brilliant beam of light. What battery is it? You want to know. Because just giving the bright beam of light. So you want to see what battery is it. So you open the bottom of it and then take the battery and then bring it in front of the beam of light to see what battery it is. Would you know? Just like that. Our intellect is like the flashlight. It has the beam of intelligence. This beam of intelligence, wherever you focus, you can know it. Anthropology, archaeology, biology, cardiology. I'm going alphabetically. Dermatology, epistemology, footology. Up to that, isn't it? Any F science? Is there a foodology, which we are very popular? Foodology. So all the logies my intellect can illumine. But supposing you get a doubt. What doubt? What a bright, brilliant beam of intelligence. You may not get that doubt. But suppose you get a doubt, what a brilliant beam of intelligence. What is the source of this beam of intelligence? If that doubt comes, how can the beam of intelligence illumine the source? It is because of the battery. The flashlight has the beam of light. The beam of light cannot illumine the battery. But this thought, what thought? What is the source of this beam of intelligence? This thought itself is called contemplation. And when you maintain the attention in the same direction, then it happens. So unthinkable, because it is a very source of your thinking faculty. Therefore, achintya. Kutastham. Kutastham. Kutavat tishtati. Kutastha means, kutavat means like a kuta. That anvil. Goldsmith or a blacksmith, they have The anvil upon which they hammer all the blacksmith, all the iron filings, he shapes it on the anvil. Goldsmith shapes all the ornaments on the anvil. So ornaments are shaped. But when you're shaping the ornaments, what happens to the anvil? The anvil, does it get shaped out or it remains the same? Anvil remaining the same. On it, everything that is kept on it gets shaped out. So too, on the anvil of awareness, the BMI gets shaped out by the hammerings of the world. When the hammerings come, then your physical, your emotional, your intellectual personality gets shaped out. Because experience is the best teacher. Nobody can teach you like experience. Why? You went through it. You went through those hammerings. And she is the most patient teacher. Who? Experience. Why is she patient teacher? If you don't learn, she will repeat. If someday I'm going through the same tragedy, learn from it, then it will not repeat. History repeats. Why? You don't learn. If you learn, it will not repeat. So, Kutastham, anvil of awareness, upon which all the happenings are being carved out. Kutastham. Achalam. This one word, achalam. Achalam means cannot move. And they have criticized this word. So, your Hindu God cannot move. He is paralyzed. Neck to foot. Paralyzed. You see your own God Vishnu. And Mahalakshmi has to jiggle his feet for the blood flow. Because he can't move. See, your own scripture saying Achalam. And our people don't read our scripture. And they thought they read from the dictionary meaning. Never they study the scripture from a guru. At least one scripture you must study directly from a guru. Shastram Patha Guru Mukhat. The guru will initiate you how to view the scriptures. So Achalam doesn't mean Lord is paralyzed. Achalam means, earlier it says Sarvatragam. Sarvatragam, gone everywhere, all pervading. Space is Achalam. Now if I tell, space is Achalam, space is immovable. Why? It cannot move. Space is paralyzed. It cannot move because there is a lot of space in between the ears. It cannot move because all pervading. Where it can move? I can move from here to there because I am not there. You can move from there to here. Don't move. You can move from there to here because you are not here. Thank God. See that? So you can move to a place where you are not. When all pervading, where can you move? Earlier and all, I never used to exercise. Never liked exercise. Now only I don't know. I'm surprised myself that I do exercise every day. So earlier they used to tell, Swami, are you exercising every day? I say, yes, every day I'm doing. Before, this was 10 years ago. Every day I'm doing. Where are you walking? From my left shoulder to right shoulder, I walk up. Right? Left shoulder to right shoulder. Means I and that also is painful. Even that also painful. Just imagine. You are already there. From left to right shoulder, you are there. How can you move there? So he is achalam, immovable. Cannot move. There is no place for him to move. Means there is no place where he is not. Therefore, achalam. Dhruvam. Dhruvam means firm. Dhruva nakshatra. Firm. Nityam. Dhruvam. Satyam. That's called Dhruvam. Nityam, Satyam means what? Truth. Truth means what? Truth, Swami, truth. Truth means changeless. That's why mom says to the child, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Means what? Whatever you experienced, same thing you tell. Don't masala to your experience like your dad, and then tell me. As you experienced, you tell. That's what truth. Without changing, you are telling. Shankara gives beautiful definition of Satyam. Yad Vishaya Buddhihi na vyabhicharati tat sat. Beautiful definition. That regarding which my intellect does not change. Gold earring, gold nose ring, gold eyebrow ring, gold cheek ring, gold lip ring, gold tongue ring. Now apply the definition. That regarding which my thought does not change. When I think of gold eyebrow ring, there is no thought of gold nose ring. When I think of gold nose ring, there is no thought of gold cheek ring. When I think of gold cheek ring, there is no thought of gold lip ring. So each thought negates the other. But there is one thought which is changeless in and through eyebrow ring, cheek ring. The golden thought. Gold thought. Isn't it? Now, you are conscious of your pain. Yes, Swami, after you started. And the example is, that's why I give you pain also, so that you can very easily identify with an example. Conscious of pain, conscious of pleasure, conscious of joy, conscious of sorrow, conscious of profit, conscious of loss, conscious of honor, conscious of dishonor. So when your thought of pain is there is no thought of pleasure. When the thought of joy, no thought of sorrow. Thought of profit, no thought of loss. Thought of honor, no thought of dishonor. But in and through all these, there is one changeless thought. What? Gold thought something. Where does say gold? Conscious of pain, pleasure. Conscious of. See, when you're conscious of pain, no pleasure. Conscious of pleasure, no pain. The consciousness, say, that consciousness is indicated as dhruvam. So all these pointers are indicating that changeless, unmanifest, absolute, nameless, formless reality. So turning that attention to these 8 pointers, Krishna is a sample. There are many in Upanishads. So when you're turning your attention to this, it's called contemplation. You're maintaining towards it is meditation. And just as in the other, those who are worshipping the name and means recognizing the Lord in and through all the names and forms. Just as you recognize the clay in all clay utensils. Just as you recognize gold in all gold ornaments. So do you recognize that one divine life in all the life forms? Life forms are many, but life one. What is the shape of life? What is the form of life? Life is all the forms. What form particular? There is no particular form. In the ant also same life. In your aunt also same life. In elephant also same life. So what is the shape of life? It adapts every life. So the one life in all the life forms. So recognizing that one life, the devotee, recognizing him, he feels that any name and form he is serving, he is seeing him in that name and form and serving. That's called Maya Veshya Manoema. Emotionally, his attention, mind's attention is ever riveted in that divine Lord, the divine life. Maya Veshya Manoema. Nitya Yukta Upasade. Physically serving any name and form, recognizing him. Shraddhaya Pariyopeta, intellect with firm faith, with the total trust that what he does is the best for him. That's all 3 levels. Maya Veshya Manoema, emotionally. Nitya Yukta Upasade, physically. Shraddhaya Pariyopeta, intellect. All 3 personalities must converge to merge in that reality. There we saw that. Here also same thing. Those who are following the path of contemplation meditation, they also Samniyamya Indriya Gramam. Indriya Gramam, the village of sense organs, means a cluster of sense organs. Samniyamya, well controlled organs of perception and organs of action. Mainly organs of perception. Then the organs of action respond to the perception. Like we saw when we saw chapter 2. No, not we saw. When I saw chapter 2, because I somehow identify with you and say when we saw. And you all look at me, when did we see something? Okay, when I saw. Yada samharate chayam kurmongani vasarvasha. Remember? Like that tortoise. The tortoise has a knack to withdraw whenever it wants. The tortoise does out of fear. But here, the master of contemplation can withdraw that knack here. Whenever he wants, he can withdraw. So whenever you want, you are able to withdraw your sense organs. Whenever you want, you can project. That is called control. So don't think control means not to see, not to hear, not to... That is monkeys. If you are a monkey, you do it. Our rishis never recommended that. They said, Bhadram karne vishruniyama, Bhadram pashyema akshari. May we listen to auspiciousness. May we see auspiciousness. Positive. Not negative. Don't see, don't hear. That's negative language. Positive language is better. So control means when you want, you can project. It's in your control. Samniyamya indriya, physically control. What about buddhi? Sarvatra samabuddhaya. And we are seeing verse number 4. We chanted yesterday already, and children already chanted. So sarvatra samabuddhaya. Your buddhi is sama, balanced intellect. Balanced means what? No raga dvesha. No attachment, no aversion. That's called samabuddhi. Best example you think what? You are like a parent in Toys R Us. Now Toys R Us is shut down, I think, died. Right? Toys R Us. Now you think what has come? Some mother must have come. So you remember toys. So like a parent, if you are in Toys R Us, balance, samabuddhi. Not that you hate the toys. Oh, so what a beautiful toys. In our days, only one, a stick is given and a big tire. And then you hit the tire and run. Here they have we, I, all these, all new, what a beautiful. But you don't, oh, I want it. Look at the child, how the child cries. I want this, I want that. The child has raga dvesha in toys. But parent, sit upright in Toys R Us. Then, in the sari shop, you should go like, in sari shop, you should go like the husband. The wife says, look at the design. Yeah, it's all beautiful, it's good. It's a dirt cheap. I know. Let's go. Like husband in the sari shop. Like a traditional housewife in electronic shop. And she looks, the box, she likes the box. Computer, better. Computer, I don't know. Box is so beautiful. That box will take. And the man take it free. That's because he wants to sell something. Take free. Oh, free, give me 3. So like a traditional wife in the electronic shop, like the husband in the sari shop, like the parent in samabuddhi. So intellect also. So physically samniyamya indriya, sarvatra samabuddhaya. Then what about his mental recreation? Mental recreation is sarva bhuta hite rataha. Rataha, they revel. Revel in what? The recreation of all beings. And that recreation becomes a recreation of a new era. So sarvatra sarvabhuta hite rata. So in this path also, physical control, emotional recreation, intellectual balance. All three personalities must converge to merge. Such devotees, such seekers of contemplation meditation, they prapnuvanti, they attain what? Mameva, me alone, me the absolute, formless, nameless reality. Me the formful and all names, me the names and forms, me the nameless formless. Both are same. Here rejecting the plurality to realize the reality. Whereas they recognizing the reality in and through the plurality. Both the paths. Now you have to choose based on your what temperament you are. But Krishna says, oh Lord, you just give some idea, some suggestion how to select. So Krishna gives in verse 5. Let us read verse 5. Kleshodhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavat bhiravapyate. So Krishna gives a clue how we can, what based on what is my condition, how I can select. So here's a precaution. So these are the precautions here. What precaution? A warning also. Caution, precaution. Kleshaha adhika. Adhika klesha in the path of contemplation meditation. Moment you hear adhika klesha is what? Trouble. More greater trouble in path of contemplation meditation. Moment you hear that, what is your? This is not my path. Not my path. Why? More greater trouble. Already I am having a lot of troubles. Greater trouble. But there are some people, greater trouble, they move away. What is that? Let me see. What greater trouble? There are some people like that. So don't go just by word. So in this path of contemplation meditation, klesha adhika. Adhikatara. Tesha, those who avyakta asakta chetasam. Those whose chetasam, M&I, are for avyakta, means unmanifest. So it's greater trouble there. Why? Avyakta higati dukkham. Dukkham, very painful. So once you hear all this, you say, Swami, why don't explain this from anymore? Enough. We are not going to choose it anyway. But suppose I tell you, mathematics, easy or difficult? Those who say easy, raise the hand. Look at that. Mathematics very hard. Klesha, nikatara. Raise the hand. Me too. Generally, math means maths. Asians are very happy. Maths. But I am an exceptional Asian. When somebody explaining math to me, I enjoy it very much. Oh, Swami, yeah, I enjoy how the shutters of my mind is closing. I hope that person so enthusiastically, I'm looking at him and I see my mind closing. And that man thinks, oh, Swami is so interested. Lucky he doesn't ask afterwards what I said and all. So, what can you do? Therefore, maths, for me, maths means M-A-T-H-S, maths means mentally affected teacher harassing students. For me, maths. But there are people who love it. And they tell Swami, only maths you can get 100. I said, no, in English also we get 98 in English. Even Shakespeare could not get it. Nowadays we get. So it is not. So it's not the subject. It is the qualification of the student, the capacity of the student. If my mind intellect cannot relish it, I cannot go for it. So for whom it is greater trouble, for whom it is painful, they have a bihi. Only for those, they have a bihi means for those who have a body. If you have a body, this is difficult. We all have a body, no? So when you give up your body, means when you kick your bucket, then you can contemplate, meditate. Means first to die. That is not the mean. They have a bihi does not mean one who has a body. No. Ramana Maharshi was in the body. So they have a bihi means one who is too much identified with the body, catering to every demands of the body. And this one, you want to meditate, and you say, I should meditate. But I don't have the right asanas on this level, right seat to meditate. First I should have the right seat. What seat? And you heard about samadhi cushions. So samadhi cushions will be really good. So you order that. It takes 3 months for samadhi cushions to come. So 3 months you are waiting. 3 months you are free, you cannot meditate. And 3 months it comes. And then it comes in such a packet and all, and then you have to open it. It took another 1 week. And then assembling it also, another 1 week. Then you assemble that beautiful gift and all. So maybe it should be dry cleaned, I think. Yeah, it's dry. Another 2 weeks. Dry cleaned and kept in the seat of meditation, and you want to sit. And you tell everybody, I am meditating, don't disturb. And all the children go to neighbor's house, disturb them. And then tell the wife also, you also make a lot of noise, don't do anything. She also very silent, very devotee. Because he is meditating. And next day, tomorrow I am going to meditate, etc. Told night itself. And children also, Daddy, today I am meditating. After breakfast. And meditate after breakfast. Also breakfast time. And then Daddy, you are going there. So you go neighbor's house and tells the wife. And he goes inside and he sits down. When he sits down, it's very hot in here. Fan. There's a remote in some remote place. So then we have to pull the chain. He pulls the chain and then sits down. It's too fast. Again. And then when he comes down, it stopped. Again. And one more cushion, if it is there, it will be nice. One more cushion on samadhi cushion. Hardly 2. If 1 cup of coffee, if it is there, meditation will be more stimulating. One after the other, the body, whatever the body is demanding. Okay. Like when children ask something and the parents immediately give. Why? In the shops, I want this. Okay, better. If they don't give, they know. What? Ragam, Talam, Pallavi, Kathakali, all will start. Immediately they say, okay, take it. And the child knows. Once they say, I don't want, I will not give you this. You will not give me that? No. Starts so loud raga. And okay, take it. So child knows. He will cry. But if you start saying, you are crying, okay, you take it. You all have cell phones, that's the best advantage nowadays. Take it. Okay, cry baby, cry. Too dramatic. And friend, take the picture. You see the child, immediately the child will stop. Nobody wants to be videoed crying and then screaming. See? So once you entertain your too much identity with the body and entertain every demand of the body, for such people, contemplation, meditation is troublesome, difficult, painful. They have a being too much identified with the body. Thus, he gives these are the. So even any science also, this contemplation meditation is abstract, because nameless, formless reality. Even in the sciences, mathematics, the highest high mathematics, how many students will be there? Advanced mathematics, 2 students. Or maybe including the professor too. We don't know because that is high. But domestic science, how to make pakadai. Many people like nowadays they do how to do pakadai, thermometer and all they do. And then they pass. And really teaching comes from mother-in-law. Mother-in-law teaches really afterwards. They pass the domestic science, but later on mother-in-law teaches. So those domestic science very easy. So many people register. Mathematics, what is that called? Nuclear physics, still advanced. Very few people go for that. It's those who have a taste for it. But majority can recognize names and forms. When you're recognizing names and forms, only your focus must shift. We are carried away by names and forms. But to recognize Him, even through the names and forms. Like when you see, suddenly you see the moon moving in the clouds. But you know, moon does not move. Why am I seeing the moon moving? Only have to shift the attention. Where? Rivet the attention on the moon. Then you can see the moon illuminating the moving clouds. There itself you have to shift. So to hear the name and form itself, there itself, from the name and form to the one that is enlivening the name and form. The one life behind every life form. So shift the attention in the same place. Recognizing that life in the right use of names and forms. It's relatively easier done. Now the next 2 verses, Lord gives His promise. It's a covenant. A divine assurance, godly assurance. What? The 2 verses together we read, 6 and 7. Ye tu sarvani karmani Mai sanyasya matparaha Ananyenaiva yogena Mam dhyayanta upasate Teshamaham samudharta Mrityu samsara sagarat Mrityu samsara sagarat Bhavami nachirat partha Maya veshita chetasam. So here's a divine promise. Godly promise. We say God promise. So godly promise. A covenant. What is that? God says, Ye tu yaha. Ye means any devotee, anyone. Ye tu. Sarvani karmani. Sarvani all. Karmani actions. All actions. Sarvani karmani. Mai in me. Ishvara. One who is all. So, in me. Sarvani karmani. Sanyasya. Sanyasya. Surrendering. Surrendering or what? Offering, dedicating. Surrender is nice. So surrendering all actions unto Him. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasi. Number 1. So those devotees who surrender all actions unto me. Number 2, Matparaha. Matparaha, taking me as the highest goal, top priority. He is the top priority, Matparaha. Then, Ananyenaiva yogena. Ananya. Anya means other. Ananya with no other means exclusively turning the attention unto him. Ma dhyayanta. Dhyayanta means lovingly feeling him, lovingly thinking of him. Mam dhyayanta. Upasate, serving. So these are the conditions here. So He is going to give those who are surrendering all their actions unto me, those who are taking me as a top priority, the goal, and then Ananyenaiva yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. They are lovingly feeling me, lovingly thinking of me, and serving me. Tesham, those. Aham samudharta bhavami. I lift them up. I uplift them. Lord Himself says, this is a divine agreement. Those who surrender to me, those who take me as the highest, and those are exclusively with all love and respect, turning their attention towards me. And those who are serving, recognizing me, serving all the names and forms. Tesha, those devotees, aham samudhar, I lift them up. From where? Mrityu samsara sagarat. Mrityu samsara. Samsara means? Ask a Tamil person what is samsara. Tamil person says, Swami, he introduces to me, Swamiji, ennoda samsara Swami. And I look at her. She is a very, very peaceful person. So this son, yes, Swami, means his wife. They introduce their wife as samsara. I don't know how that name is, how that came. And they add also, Swami, ennoda samsara, minsaram Swami. Minsaram means electricity. And look, she is shocking also. Mrityu samsara. Mrityu samsara. Death is samsara. Death. The moment we say the word death, we get scared. Death is nothing but change. That's all. Yesterday died. Isn't it? Yesterday died. December, dying. What December dying? 2018, dying. See that? So this realm of change is called Mrityu. So Mrityu samsara sagara. This realm of change is like a sagara. Sagara is ocean. Wherever you look, everything is changing. Perceptions are changing. Feelings are changing. Thoughts are changing. Anywhere I look, everything is changing. Realm of change. That's why they say, if anybody falls in the middle of the ocean, however great a swimmer he is or she is, they cannot reach the shore. In the middle of the ocean. Why? If they can't see any reference point, lighthouse or mountain or something, they don't see any reference point. If they're in the middle of the ocean, they cannot. They may be swimming and they're thinking they're swimming straight, but at one point they go down and they'll be swimming in circles. Big circle. That circle. So too we are swimming in circles. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam, iha samsare, bahutustare, kripayavare, ahimurare. Birth, growth, disease, decay, death. Then rebirth, growth, disease, decay, death. Then rebirth. Like that going on. We are in the realm of change. From this realm of change, he lives. His assurance is there, divine assurance, his promise, and God will never break the promise. But we are not fulfilling the agreement. It's a contract. You do this, I will do that. He is ready, waiting. But we are not able to. Ye to sarvani karmani sannyas, that we are not able to do. But we are doing ulta. See, first he says, surrender to me and then act. But what do? We act and then surrender. There's an ocean of difference in that. Because this man, all cutthroat jobs, and then they earn a lot of money. That money all in the suitcase, with the money in the suitcase, straight he goes to puja room and keeps all surrender. Oh Lord, sannyasi, I surrender all my actions. Then come out, lock the puja room. He can't trust his own wife and children. Lock the house and the keychain in the sacred thread. So that's the most sacred. The next day morning, again sacred thread, open the, take it, then go out, cut throat competition, and then cut others' throat also. And then one day he comes to Gurudev Swamiji, every day I surrender to the Lord, raid, Swamiji, raid. How do they pronounce in Hindi? Raid. Something is there, very funny pronunciation. Raid. I've surrendered to the Lord. How can he make a raid and all? What did you do? If you have surrendered to the Lord first, would you think of doing any of those terrible things? If you have surrendered to Him, you will be recognizing Him in and through all the names and forms. When you're meeting and transacting with anyone, you are transacting with the Lord. How can you cheat the Lord? My own Lord. How can I cheat Him? Your own, suppose you're doing business with your son. And profits come. Would you want your son to have more profits, or you will take more profits? Only son. That of a lot of tapas. You got the son. You want your son to have more? Let him take a 60% or 70% also, but 30% enough for me. Father. Why? Mera better. Because mera. So too when you say mera Bhagavan, my Lord, how can I cheat? I will share equally the profit or give more profit to the develop the goodwill. So if you have surrendered first, you cannot think of doing any unrighteous action. Suppose the child, your own child, is caught red-handed doing something bad. Red-handed caught. Mom saw, dad saw. Now they tell the child, look, we saw you doing it, you deserve punishment. The child said, yes, I know I deserve punishment. Now you have a choice. Should mom beat you or dad beat you? They ask the son. The son who did it. The son's only do. So, son did it. So, you want mom to beat or dad to beat? What will the son choose? If I have to receive beating, I want mom to beat me. Why? If dad beats me, there will be no sound. No sound, but pain up to the bones. And dad himself will tell, I shouldn't have beaten him so hard. Even now my hand is burning, he says. Father says that. Mother will take from the big top, and it comes big sound, because hollow it becomes. Big sound, no pain. Why? Mom remembers and beats. Dad, because the moral thing, the dignity, he temporarily forgets. And then beats, and then remembers. So, when you are doing any action, do like mom. Remember and then act. So she thinks, my own child, but sometimes he behaves like his dad, I don't know why. And then it becomes a hollow, my child. So remember that. So Mam Anusmara Yudhyasha. Remembering me, face your challenges. This is Yetu Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya. Remembering him, cheerfully face your challenges. Matpara, taking me as a supreme goal. Top priority. Our priority for God is what? Suppose you have an emergency meeting. Early morning you have to go to the airport. Which is the first thing you cancel? Puja. First thing cancel is food. Breakfast cancel. Yeah, breakfast, no energy. How will I meet the boss and all? Puja cancel. That's a priority for God. Matpara, top priority. And when you're sitting at the seat of meditation, at least at that time of contemplation, 20 minutes if you give, Ananyena yogena mam dhyayanta upasana. With Ananya, exclusively feeling him, exclusively thinking of him. That 20 minutes, is that possible? If you do that. Tesha, aham samudharta bhavami. I lift them up from this realm of change. That's a godly assurance, godly promise. Now your question may come, Swami, suppose in case by chance I do all this. Then if you say if, suppose, in case, by chance, all are same meaning. The South Indian jargon. If you say all together, it looks beautiful. If, suppose, in case, by chance. If, suppose, in case, by chance I do all this. Swami, how long will it take for God to come and pick me up? Uber comes in how many minutes? Lift, how many minutes? How long will it take God? Lord says, did you see what all I said first? Yetu sarvani karmani sanyasya. Matparaha ananyena yogena mam dhyayanta upasate. Tesham aham samudharta bhavami. Mrityu samsara sagara. My Aveshita Chetasam, those whose Chetasam Aveshita has entered into me, is merging unto me, Tesha. Like see, when do you fall asleep? Don't you know it is coming? You can't tell also, children also, children become cranky. Oh, somebody is sleepy. See that, you know it is coming, you also know it is coming, in the class also. You know it is coming. Aveshita. So if you do that, then Krishna says, Nachirat Sabuddharta Bhavami. Nachirat means? Chira means Chirakala, long time. Nachirat, long, soon enough. Not like the husband. Wife asks, when you go the vacation, will you call me? I'll call. When will you call? Very soon. That very soon is how long? Maybe 2 days, 3 days, very soon. Not that way. You do this immediately. Long. Why does it not give that particular date? Time. It all depends upon your vasanas. How much vasanas you have? Based on the quantity of your vasanas and quality of your vasanas is long depends. So the next few verses, 4 verses, they give the vasana range, percentage. If you have only 20% vasanas, 80% you are exhausted, only 20% is remaining. Then next verse is your path. Your verse is how to know? When you read the verse, you will know that you have only 20% vasanas. 80 you have exhausted. Suppose you have 40%. Next verse. Like that Krishna gives based on the, don't go and tell outside this 20% vasanas, 40% is only for our calculation purpose. Krishna told 20% vasanas. Krishna did not tell. It is for our understanding and giving the percentage. So now next verse gives those who have 20% vasanas, what are they? How do they contemplate, meditate, or what kind of devotee is it, that person? Let us read number 8. Mayyeva mana adhatsva Mayi buddhim niveshaya Nivasishyasi mayyeva Ata urdhvam na samshayah Mayyeva means Mayi eva, in me alone. What? Mana, mind. Adhatsva. Place the attention of your mind in me. Place your mind in me. In me means Krishna. Krishna means that divine life, that light of consciousness, Chinmaya, in me. So place your mind in me. Mayyeva mana adhatsva. Then Mayi in me, buddhi, thought, intellect. Niveshaya. Make your intellect penetrate into me. Called thought penetration. Place your mind in me. Let your thought penetration be unto me. Thought penetration. Then, when you're placing your mind in me and intellect in me, then what? Nivasishyasi mayyeva. You will live in me. Nivasishyasi mayyeva. Ata urdhvam na samshaya. Thereafter, no doubt, you will live in me alone. Because wherever your mind intellect is, you are there. As you think, so you become. So when he says, Mayyeva manadasva, means with all love. Mayi buddhim niveshaya, let the thought penetration is the rationale of the intellect. The enquiring intellect is penetrating into that ideal. Mind is always attached to forms. So, placing your mind to your loving form, divine form, what you love for Krishna. Blue boy, wearing yellow robes, flute bearer. See, all this is so beautifully your mind can imagine. Then buddhi, thought penetration, blue boy, blue. Blue is the color of infinite, sky blue. Who painted the sky blue? Aerolex. Aerolex is a paint, no? Paint? Paint? You don't know. Aerolex. Anyway, you don't know. So I say anything I want. If you don't know, I can say anything. Asian paints. Who painted the sky blue? Nobody painted. Anything above 8 miles appears blue. So blue is the color of infinite. So infinite consciousness. Blue boy wearing yellow robes, yellow color of earth, silicon dioxide, wearing yellow robes, wrapped in matter. That infinite consciousness wrapped in matter. See how beautiful it is, called thought penetration. Mind lovingly imagining the beautiful form, and intellect breaking the form, penetrating through the form to touch the ideal. That's what you are doing. Nivasishyasi mayyeva. No doubt you will live in me. You become me. You merge unto me. So those who are having 20% vasanas, they can easily do this. When I was in Uttarkashi, after the course was done, 1986. After the course, immediately I went to Uttarkashi. I asked Gurudev and Swami immediately gave all the sadhana schedule, what I should do. Morning 4 o'clock, start japa. 1,000 times Gayatri. Take one meal a day. Now only understand why he told me one meal. Because that meal is such you can't eat more than one. Nowadays my pictures also are closely coming to that. So I'm also thinking, I'm remembering Gurudev, okay, one meal I should take or whatever. So, any improvements you're going to do, I don't know. Okay, so, and then 1,000 Gayatri Japa, then go for Bhiksha, and come back, and afternoon read, and evening meditate. This was the schedule. And there was an old Swami. He was in Tapan Maharaj also. His name was Swami Govindagiri Maharaj. Those who have heard of him. Very old. And when I saw him, he must have been in his 80s, very old man. He will walk like this. And he will say, Pahalwan Araha hai. Skinny man, skeletons and bones. But he will walk, but he is balancing. He's actually balancing. He is balancing, but he was a Pahalwan. So first day, every day I used to, the beginning day, 3 days. First day when I went to him, did Sashtanga Namaskar, and said, Swamiji, kuch upadesh, any advice? He looked at me, toothless smile, and he said, Atma samstham mana kritva na kinchidapi chintayet. Atma samstham mana kritva na kinchidapi chintayet. Having turned the attention of the mind towards the consciousness, do not entertain any other thoughts. This is what. So here I did Namaskar, came back and started referring Shankara Bhashya, all those were all thoroughly prepared, that was. So happy. Next day again I went to him and did Namaskar. Swami, kuch upadesh. He gave a toothless smile and he said, Atma samstha mana kritva na kinchidapi chintayet. I felt like telling him, kal to bataye the, kal hi bataye, wahi bata rahe, kal boliye, prepare kar liya, ho gaya sir. I was about it, but I didn't have the audacity. The old man, I was the old man, they don't remember what. Maybe he did not remember that he told me I should say, tomorrow, today I am free. I did not prepare anything, I am free, chutti. I came back. Next day again I went, did Sashtanga Namaskar. And Swamiji, kuch upadesh. Again he smiled. Atma samstam mana kritva na kinchidapi chintayet. Then I was confirmed. More than this he knows nothing, I think. Old man, this is all he knows, that's all he knows. And did Namaskar. Next day I did not go to him. Now only I realize that is this path. Mayi eva mana adatsva, mayi buddhim niveshaya, nivasishyasi mayi eva. Ata urdhvam na samshaya. So place your mind in me, do not entertain any other thoughts. That's it. Then you are living in me. That fourth day and all, I never went back. At least that person, he must have been thinking, oh, Chilian Shai. He must be having a positive outlook. At least one, he must be having good feeling. Because maybe he has already, why he did not come, means what? So many my members also, I understand like that. They don't come back. When children graduate to 12th grade, parents also graduate. I don't know why they think they're graduating. I don't know. Anyway, so now only I understand this. So what he said then applies to this. So place your mind's attention in me and then do not entertain any other thoughts. This is possible only if I have 20% vasanas. No other desire, because vasanas expresses desires, desires precipitate as agitations, desires and agitations whips the body into action. Here's how the mechanism of action. Vasanas express as desires. Desires itself putrefies as agitations. and desire and agitation whips the body into action. This is the sequence of action. But is there only 20%? No, you will see. God plus desires is man. PFT, perceiver, feeler, thinker. God plus desires is man. Man minus desires is simple. So all depends on the vasanas. So God plus desires, man. Man minus desires, God. So vasanas express it. What is vasanas? Very tough to know. Because tendency, where the thoughts tend, the causal body calls for subtle body, emendite, calls for the gross body is the vasanas. But how it expresses, we can tell. It expresses desire. So based on the texture of your desire, you can understand what is the texture of vasanas. So 20% vasanas, this technique will be easy. But if not 20%, but some have 40% vasanas. So those who have 40% vasanas, what should you do? Next path. Next verse. Atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi sthiram abhyasa yogena tataha Chaptum Dhananjaya. First one, turn your mind's attention to me, turn your intellect's attention to me, and you live with me. Like sleep example, turn your attention to sleep, maintain your attention to sleep, and then you fall asleep. But if you are not falling asleep, some days happens you turn this side, turn left side, turn right side, turn back side, turn front side, no other side available, only two more sides, either the head side or the foot side. So what do you do? Head side is done. So foot side you do, feet. Then what? Stand on the feet and then the feet straight takes you to refrigerator. You're not observing it just takes you there. And then open. That's how. So you can't sleep because you did not do any work. Whole day was sleeping. So at night how will you sleep? Work hard. So those who are enjoying sleep, peaceful sleep, is they worked with that vision. I am working for him. Mind is always peaceful. That's why the last verses will come from 13 to 20. How to energize yourself. How to build up your energy. Oh, I know something. Ensure. That is all. Not that. Krishna gives the technique how to energize yourself. That we will see. The 13. Now is the 9th verse. So Atha, Krishna says, Krishna knew, I think. Arjuna was looking, Mayeva, Manasa, my buddhi, Nivesha, Nivasishya, Mayeva, Atha Urdhavnasa. Arjuna was looking, how do you think? Don't you know me? How I don't think I can do that. So Krishna knew, Arjuna is not able to, cannot. So if Atha Chittam Samadhatum Na Shaknoshi, if you are not able to place your immense attention unto me exclusively, if you are not able to do it, Sthiram, firmly. Atha Chittam Samadhatum Na Shaknoshi Mai Sthiram. If you're not able to place the attention unto me firmly, then Abhyasa Yogena Tataha. Tataha, there are 10. Abhyasa Yogena. By the Abhyasa Yoga. What is Abhyasa Yoga? Yoga of practice. What is yoga of practice? He has told in chapter 6. So you have to quickly rewind to chapter 6. Where is the Atma Samstha Manakritva Na kichidapi chintayet, that was chapter 6. It goes also very slowly. How to do that? Shanaihi uparamet. Buddhya dhrutigruhitaya. Then Atma samstam manakritva na kichidapi chintayet. That was verse 25 in chapter 6. Very next verse, chapter 6, 26, gives Abhyasa Yoga. What is Abhyasa Yoga? Yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram tatastata niyam yaitat atmani eva vasham nayet. That's called Abhyasa Yoga. Understood? See that laughter? Volumes, it gives me volumes of meanings. Okay, I'll explain. Yato means yataha. From whatever, Indians always say double, 2 times. Swamiji, are you coming? Swamiji, I want, why 2 times? Always 2 times. Dobar. So, yato, from whatever, yato, nischarati means derails. Mana. What mana? Chanchalam. Very chanchal. Astiram. Never from chanchalam astiram. Yato nischarati manas chanchalam astiram. Tatastata niyamya. Etat. Atmani eva vasham. So, when you are at the seat of, when you are invoking the Lord, oh Lord, and you are a Rama Bhakta, Hey Ram. Then what happens? Rama Ram. He took $20. How to? I can't ask. Rama Ram took $20. When you return, this are so cheap. $20 you are asking. If it's a Benjamin, at least is asking. Who is $20? Only Benjamin I know. And Washington I know. In between I don't know. So, you know it. How to ask? This is all at the seat of puja time. Rama. What's your name? Rama. He took $20. How to ask? Maybe what I do is I will take Rama to Pizza Hut. We'll go to Pizza, then we'll order pizza. Then suddenly after eating pizza, hey Rama, I forgot my wallet. And the Rama said, oh don't worry, I will pay you. Like that, I can do. There Rama Rao in his puja room, he is also meditating what he should do if you think this. Rama Rao also equally. So your friend. This is what at the seat of meditation happening. Because when you are worshipping any form, name and form, the only tragedy is it has associations. Every name and form has association. Rama to Rama Rao. Lord Rama and local Rama Rao, no connection. But mind derails, mind slips from Lord Rama to local Rama. Swami, luckily I am not Rama Bhakta. I am Krishna Bhakta. Krishna Kumari, where is she now? I think she studied in 4th grade. He is 58 years now. 58 years. And she used to write all my notes and all. She used to write how much she is. Where is she? I don't know. She must have become a grandmother now. Krishna to Krishna Kumari. So I am Shiva Bhakta, Shiva. And then you remember Avis. What is Avis? See, when you Hyderabad, you read this way also. A-V-I-S-V-I-S-A, Shiva. S-I-V-A, V-I-S-A. V-I, Avis. A-V-I-S, S-I-V-A. Swami, I never thought all these things. Now you are spoiling now. Now whenever I think of Shiva, Avis. But when you look at Avis, can Shiva come to you? That will never come. Swami, I knew now. That's why I don't want all any names and forms always gives trouble. Only Om. Om is the symbol, but it will not give any association. But your intellect is so innovative. Om pretzel. Start seeing pretzel. Whenever you see Om, you remember pretzel. But whenever you see pretzel, your mind will not remind you of Om. Never. When you see Om, pretzel. But when pretzel is, if it is salted, it will be nice. Why don't you think Om in that? Nah. See, mind is such. That is our mind. Our product. Exactly like your children. The children are your product. Your mind. So with the name and form, always associations happen. That's why the mind derails. My ego mana, that's why my buddhi niveshya is not happening because mind derails. So here Krishna is giving Abhyasa Yoga as the technique to manage that. So whenever the mind derails, Rama, 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 not now. You must tell. Immediately, Rama, 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 not now. That's called, whenever the mind derails, immediately place it back on the rails and continue the contemplation meditation. This is called Abhyasa Yoga. So, yato nischarati, whenever the mind's attention derails from the point of attention, then and there, lift that attention and place it back unto the same direction of meditation or contemplation, bhakti. So this is called Abhyasa Yoga. Now you may say, Swamiji, you said whenever the mind's attention derails, immediately take it up and place it back. Swamiji, I don't know when my attention derails. It has gone all over, served all over, and comes back after half an hour. And then I say, oh, time is up. Then I bow down to the Lord, oh Lord, bless me. Lord says, bless you for what? For circling all over? Bless you for what? So I don't detect. You said whenever the mind's attention derails, immediately pick it up and place it back on the rails. Very easily said something. But when my mind's attention derails, I don't recognize that. It has gone all over Rama Rao's entire khandan. Rama Rao's entire family went and then it comes back. Tired. Then I know my mind wandered. I don't even realize when my mind wandered. That means what? Not 40% vasanas, 60%. 60% vasanas are there. Then what? If any other person would have said, you are a gone case, forget about it. Krishna never gives up. Krishna's love is intellectual love. If you cannot get this way, he will give that way. If you cannot get that way, he will give that way. Every way he will avenue he will give, open up. Because he knows all the direction. When people ask me, how to come to Kailas Nivas? I say from Capital Beltway, take 495, take exit 495. From Capital Beltway 495, take exit, turn left on, what's that? Drive. Now I forgot about this. I used to tell so much time. From Capital Beltway 495, take exit 28 north to New Hampshire Avenue, drive 6.5 miles, turn left on Norwood Road, 4,000 New Hampshire. Did it correct? See? Because I used to read every time. It had got tattooed. Like our children, Brahma. Lord Sri Krishna, the whole life is Yajna. Like that I used to read. Now I know. And one day when I said from Capital Beltway, take exit to take north, the Swamiji, that lady said, Swamiji, I'm not coming from Capital Beltway 495. And I said, oh, what you do? Go there. Then take exit to take north. And like this was poor lady, she have done that. And she said, Swami, I live so close by, I went all the way. Swami, why didn't you ask me where are you? I said, what is the use if I ask you where are you? Because I know only that direction. From Capital Belfare 495, take exit 28 north to New Hampshire Avenue, drive 6.5 miles, turn left on North Road, 4,000 miles. That's the only way I know. That's why when somebody asks a direction, I never ask, where are you? Never. I just read out the direction. Generally, when some people ask direction, the first question they ask, where are you? Isn't it? I never ask that question. But Krishna is CD, BD, IK. CD, BD, IK. He knows everything. Jagat Guru, Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. He knows every avenue. So, if the Abhyasa Yoga also is not possible, then next. Number 10. Abhyasepya samarthosi. Abhyasepya samarthosi. Mat karma paramo bhava. Madarthamapi karmani. Kurvan siddhimavapsyasi. So, if my 60% vasanas are there, what can I do? Krishna gives for you. You can also come. And this, he gives more closer to him. He says, Abhyase api asamartha asi. Asamartha, samartha you know. Jai Jai Raghuvira, samartha. And you are asamartha. So, Abhyasa Yoga. Abhyasa Yoga, whenever the mind's attention derails, then and there pick it up and place it back, replace it. Abhyasa, that Abhyasa, api asamartha asi. I am not capable of doing the Abhyasa Yoga. I am not able to detect the derailment of thought attention. I am not detecting it. So what can I do? Krishna said, if you are not able to do that, mat karma bharamo bhava. Do all actions, your perceptions, your performances, your feelings, your thoughts, all mat karma bharamo bhava. Do for my sake. Krishna here he gives madarthamapi karmani kurvan. When you are doing all your actions for my sake, then what? Siddhim avapsyasi. You attain perfection. Siddhim. For the other ones also he never said that. Here he has said, you attain siddhim. If you are doing all your actions for my sake, you can reach me. You attain perfection. I was in one of the members' house and I asked her, what are you doing? Because we have nothing to do. So I asked, what are you doing? And she said, I'm making tea, Swami. And I looked, she is boiling water. I said, just because I'm a Swami, you can bluff anything you want to. I asked, what are you doing? You are saying you are making tea. I am saying you are boiling water. How can you say you are making tea? And she said, I know Swami, that's how you have become Swami. And boiling water for what? For what? Not for just boiling water. For making tea. Even though you are boiling water, but you say, I am making tea. Same thing here also. Siddhim avapsyasi. You are preparing yourself because you attain the siddhi of you becoming fit for Abhyasa Yoga. Then Abhyasa Yoga you become fit for 20%. That's how you become fit. You are preparing. She is boiling water but preparing tea. So in this, if you are doing all your actions for my sake, because if you look at your life, just in dots and dashes, go back to your your own view, review your experiences of your life, you will see there's an unseen hand protecting you, nurturing you, nourishing you. Always you will notice an unseen hand protecting you, accomplishing for you all your things. Because He is your well-wisher, not wish fulfiller. God is not wish fulfiller. He is your well-wisher. Do you want your mom and dad to be well-wisher or wish fulfiller? Children. Okay, parents, do you want to be a well-wisher or wish fulfiller for your children? Well-wisher, sorry, well-wisher. Ask your children. What will they want you to be? Wishful. In every religion there is a Kamadhenu, Parijata, wish fulfilling well. There is a well also. This man, John, he takes a dime. They only take a dime. And then he puts in the. Well, they came to church together. Julie and John came together, and he goes to the wedding. May I marry Julie? He goes. And looks into them. And that rule settles. And he comes back. In the parking lot itself, they fight. Church parking lot itself. Julie and John fight. And then he has to give her the right. He says, please sit down and come. He goes back again to the well, takes another time. Not Julie. 2 times. He said, wish fulfiller. Don't think God is a wish fulfiller. He is well-wisher. He knows what is well for you. You may not like it, but that is what is the best. So, this path we will follow, because we have done much more, many verses today. 10th entered, from 3 to 10 we went. See how we can go. I could have done 20 also, but so now we'll have some announcements.